Today is a big moment for Ayodhya because it is Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath who will be landing in Ayodhya and will be there about 4 to 5 hours. This is going to be an important meeting. One, with regard to, of course, the last-minute preparations for 22nd January when Prime Minister Modi will be a part of the consecration ceremony. But even before that, 30th December is when Prime Minister Modi will be inaugurating the railway station and the airport, the international airport in Ayodhya. So all of this is a mega arrangement that is being made. He's there to conduct the on-site inspection and specifically with regard to the consecration ceremony for Ram Lalla. Prime Minister Modi will be there on 2 dates. But before that, as a benefit to our viewers as well, I want to add that the name of the Ayodhya station has been changed here on. It will now be known as Ayodhya Dham Junction. So Ayodhya is in that final phase of taiyari and preparations with regard to the big week coming up as and when we head into 2024.
मैंने अपने सहयोगी मंत्रियों के साथ में जनप्रतिनिधियों के साथ में यहाँ की पूरी व्यवस्था का निरीक्षण किया है। 500 वर्षों के बाद अयोध्या में श्री राम जन्मभूमि पर मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान श्री राम की मूर्ति प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के कार्यक्रम को आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के कर कमलों से 22 जनवरी को भव्य आयोजन के साथ होने के कारण यहाँ का प्रयागराज में भी काफी बड़ी संख्या में श्रद्धालुओं के आने की संभावना है। इसलिए माघ मेले की व्यवस्था का भी निरीक्षण करने के लिए विशेष रूप से मैं यहाँ पर आया हूँ।
So let's go across to Ayodhya, and joining me in this live telecast is Gaurav Sawant, who's been there for the past few days and constantly updating us about this last-minute preparations. Gaurav, you've been speaking to specifically the workers, the engineers, those who've been involved at the ground level, and you know, it's very heartening to see many of them, while see, of course, it as a part of their job, but they also realize that they are going to be part of history and in many ways a duty to be involved in a work of this stature. What is the ground sentiment and what will definitely be the preparations with regard to Yogi Adityanath taking an on-site inspection? Gaurav.
So there is a festive air here in Ayodhya. Everyone's preparing for that grand consecration or the pran pratishtha of Sri Ram Lala's idol at the Garbhgriha of the Janmsthan of Janmbhumi. People can't believe it's actually happening in their lifetimes, but it is happening. And that is why everyone is trying to put their best foot forward for the Ayodhya Dham. The fact that this isn't just any other city, it's not just any other railway junction or any other railway station. This is the Ayodhya Dham, and that is how Ayodhya is being developed now as a very major pilgrimage center, a center for learning when it comes to the Sanatan Dharma, the Jain Dharma, the Bodh Dharma. All of it will be developed in phases, of course. But right now, we are at the Sant Ravidas colony. Since early this morning, we arrived here around 7 in the morning. And since then, the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Keshav Prasad Maurya, and his team. And I just want to walk our viewers through this area. So this is the Ravidas colony. This area is actually being cleaned up right now. The people are here. This cavalcade is of the Deputy Chief Minister, and he's with a broom. He's walking along, ensuring that the place is cleaned up. Symbolic, some may argue. At another level, his point is he's leading the way, as are other ministers and other leaders and other functionaries, also administration officials in different parts of Ayodhya. Their attempt is to put their best foot forward. So every colony of a dham needs to be cleaned up. That is their effort. And in all of this, they've also hit out, and Keshav Prasad Maurya specifically, when I spoke to him, hit out at the politics on this issue, whether it's opposition parties saying we haven't been invited or others saying that too much attention is being given to a temple and not to issues of whether it's employment or education. His point is all of that is also happening. The temple is about India's culture. It's about understanding India's cultural past, reconnecting with India's roots, and according to him, those who are not connected to our cultural roots are unable to grasp this point, Pooja.
Gaurav, I request you to stay on with me because, on one side there is this mega preparation that is being done for the Ayodhya Ram Temple and opening of the doors from 23rd January for rest of the public as well across the world. But there is, as always happens in this country, a political showdown. And the political showdown reason is that the opposition leaders are stating this is all politicization. The Bharatiya Janata Party is using this religious event for its own benefit. Now, here's what has happened. Basically, Sharad Pawar is the latest to have jumped in to say that, he's not even been invited yet to the inauguration of the temple, and that he's targeting the Bharatiya Janata Party, saying it's difficult to understand whether the party is using the issue for political or commercial purpose. Remember, it all started when CPM General Secretary Sitaram Yeshuri was one of the first to be given an invitation in person. But he turned it down to attend the inauguration, citing politicization of the event. According to our sources, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee will also skip the event. And interestingly, her party, the TMC, is also unlikely to send any representative to the ceremony. Opposition netas are targeting Prime Minister Modi for making the temple unveiling a political event. Sam Pitroda has also jumped in. He's the chairperson of the Indian Overseas Congress and said he's bothered by how Ram Temple and the lighting of lamps have become a national issue rather than inflation and unemployment.
लोकांचा पाठिंबा मिळवण्यासाठी ठोस असा कार्यक्रम नाही. त्यामुळे राम मंदिर जेवढे एकच निमित्त घेऊन जनतेमध्ये ते वेगळं तयार करण्याचा त्याचा प्रश्न आहे. यापेक्षा दुसरं काही दिसत नाही.
राम मंदिरासाठी अनेक भाजप सोडून इतर जे पक्षातील नेते आहेत त्यांना आमंत्रण दिलं जात नाहीत. कुठेतरी राम मंदिराचं भाजप राजकारण करतंय का?
शक्यता नाकारता येत नाही. पण कसं आहे, आम्ही रामकृष्ण हरीवाले, त्याच्यामुळे हरिमुखे मला हरिमुखे. मी जन्मापासून आपलं पांडुरंगाचं नाव घेऊन रामकृष्ण हरी, कोणी भेटलं तरी प्रेमाने रामकृष्ण हरी. आमच्या मनात राम.
So Sharad Pawar, Supriya Sule, TMC and other parties including CPM are saying will not attend. This is politicization. Interestingly, Arif Mohammad Khan has said, but there is nothing wrong in the manner in which the event is being organized. Gaurav Sawant continues to be with us. Gaurav, you've been speaking to the leaders there on the ground, specifically from the ruling party who are part of the preparations. Go ahead, Gaurav. What are they saying? What is the political showdown like?
So their point is very simply that this is an event of the country, not of a political party. This is something that Hindus of India have actually waited for 500 years. It's a national event. It's a civilizational event when it comes to the civilization of this land. Why are some political parties reducing it to BJP versus Congress or BJP versus any other political party? Everyone should be equally excited, and that's their point of view about something for which there has been a long struggle that has actually been recorded even in courts of law, that even when Hindus did not have access to the ground where Ram Lala was born, their struggle continued. They would pray on the periphery if they did not have access to the center, but prayers continued. And yesterday, when we were at the Ram Janmabhoomi Sthal, every engineer who's working there, every worker who's working there is saying exactly the same thing, that it is a national effort. Look at Keshav Prasad Maurya, who's engaged in the task of Swachhata, as he puts it, as he heads out. We've just spoken to him a couple of minutes ago, and probably in a minute or two, you would be playing out that interview. They're actually going from colony to colony to work on that Swachhata to make Ayodhya a cleaner place for pilgrims. So they're expecting lakhs of domestic pilgrims. They're also expecting a very large number of international pilgrims who will be here for places of learning the Sanatan Dharma that's being set up. So the vision here is far beyond perhaps a 2024 election. Phase 1 of the temple, which is the Garbhagriha, it will be completed now and will be the Pran Pratishtha will take place on the 22nd of January. But phase 2 of the temple, that's the first floor. And then phase 3 of the temple, that's the Shikhar. That will take another year to be made. Then, of course, there are 7 other temples that are coming up, Pooja, including Rishi Valmiki, Rishi Vashisht, Rishi Vishwamitra, Ma Ahilya, Ma Shabri, Nishadraj, Kevat, Nikas. So multiple temples are coming up along the periphery, and an effort is on for all of it over the next 1 or 2 years.
Gaurav, you're making an interesting point, and many viewers may not be aware about this. So it's not just about, of course, the main temple that will be ready for construction and opening the doors by 22nd January for the public, but there are surrounded with historic Indian civilizational icons, and there are going to be different temples dedicated to that as well, and that could take years now for that construction to continue and go on. Gaurav, stay on with me, because you've spoken to the senior leaders of the government and of the BJP in Uttar Pradesh who've been on the ground. Uttar Pradesh's Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Maurya has spoken to Gaurav Sawant, and he has said, and I quote him here as we listen to him, "Invites were sent by the Ram Temple Trust, not by the Bharatiya Janata Party." So that's the first clarification comment coming in, as opposition is saying, why is Prime Minister Modi and Yogi Adityanath sending out invitations to opposition parties? To which the UP Deputy Chief Minister has said, Ram Temple must be celebrated by all. It was a struggle for the temple that went on for 500 years, and it's the invitations being sent by the trust, not by the BJP. Gaurav, stay on, because we listen in now to what Keshav Maurya has said.
We're currently in Ayodhya and at the Sant Ravidas colony. There's a cleanliness drive on at the moment, and with me is Keshav Prasad Maurya, the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. Virtually every day he's in a different colony, in a different part of Ayodhya as part of that cleanliness drive. Sir, रोज सवेरे आप निकलते हैं, एक हाथ में झाड़ू, एक हाथ में आपका ये, किस तरह का सफाई अभियान और क्यों इस समय?
देखिए, रोज मैं ही नहीं निकलता हूँ, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता भी निकलते हैं, अयोध्या की जनता जनार्दन भी निकलती है, यहाँ के पूज्य साधु संत भी निकलते हैं। सबने एक ही नारा यहाँ पे गुंजायमान कर दिया है, जहाँ जन्मे प्रभु श्री राम, स्वच्छ सुंदर रहे अयोध्या धाम। उसी के क्रम में यह अभियान आगे बढ़ रहा है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी 30 दिसंबर को आ रहे हैं। जहाँ वो आते हैं वहाँ स्वच्छता, जहाँ वो आते हैं स्वच्छ भारत स्वस्थ भारत का नारा देते हैं। अगर गंदगी का एक कण भी कोई फुटपाथ पे पड़ा हो तो स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री जी उसको उठा के अपने जेब में रख लेते। छोटे बच्चे भी आज माता पिता से कहने लगे हैं कि गंदगी कोई सार्वजनिक स्थान पे ना फेंकें। तो हमारे लिए एक गर्व की बात है, भगवान रविदास जी का मंदिर है, जो जिनका एक बहुत हर मुख में जो बात आती है, उन्होंने कहा था मन चंगा तो कठौती में गंगा। आज उनके मंदिर के सामने से हम लोगों ने स्वच्छता अभियान शुरू किया है। सैलाब उमड़ा है और एक जगह नहीं हो रहा है, अयोध्या के दर्जनों स्थानों पे स्वच्छता अभियान चल रहा है।
जिस तरह से स्वच्छता अभियान चल रहा है, अयोध्या की रूपरेखा को आप लोग किस तरह बदलने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं? क्या पूरी आपकी नीति है?
भव्य रामलला का मंदिर, भव्य अयोध्या धाम, भव्य सरयू के पावन तट, भव्य रेलवे स्टेशन, भव्य एयरपोर्ट, यह सरकार के स्तर पर जो किया जा सकता है। जो राम भक्त आएंगे अयोध्या में, उनके स्वागत में, उनके आने जाने की दृष्टि से सुविधा में, उनकी सुरक्षा में कोई कमी न रह जाए, इसके लिए सभी आवश्यक कदम उठाएं।
ये तो आप लोग राम मंदिर के लिए कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो विपक्ष के नेता हैं वो ये कह रहे हैं कि इस पर राजनीति हो रही है, हमको निमंत्रण नहीं दिया जा रहा है, इसको एक इलेक्शन का मुद्दा बनाया।
भगवान श्री राम लला जिनको इस प्रकार से दिखाई दे रहा है, उनको सद्बुद्धि दें। भगवान सद्बुद्धि देंगे तो सद्बुद्धि आ जाएगी, नहीं तो कोई अच्छे डॉक्टर से इलाज करा ले, आंख का, दिमाग का, सबका।
तो विपक्ष के नेताओं को आपकी दृष्टि में एक न्याय यात्रा राहुल गांधी भी निकाल रहे हैं, सैम पित्रोदा तो ये कह रहे हैं कि ये रोज रोज जो मंदिर जाना है ये ठीक नहीं।
देखिए, सैम पित्रोदा जी को राम मंदिर का, शिव मंदिर का, भगवान कृष्ण के मंदिर का महत्व ही नहीं मालूम। 3 लाख से अधिक राम भक्तों ने आज से नहीं 500 साल से लड़ाई लड़ते हुए अपना बलिदान दे दिया कि हम जहां राम ने जन्म लिया है मंदिर वहीं बनाएंगे। न तब पित्रोदा जी थे, न तब राहुल गांधी जी थे, न केशव प्रसाद था, लेकिन राम के लिए लड़ने वाले तब भी थे, अब भी हैं, आगे भी रहेंगे। लेकिन अब ऐसा मंदिर बन रहा है जिसे कोई बाबर, कोई सैम पित्रोदा, कोई गांधी खानदान मंदिर को ऐसी दृष्टि से देखने का दुस्साहस नहीं करेगा कि मंदिर के स्थान पर किसी आक्रमणकारी के नाम का ढांचा खड़ा रखे।